And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look at this. Look at this face.
Oh my God.
We are back, guys, with another special episode of Jedi Academy. We have, guys, Ahsoka episode 1 and 2. It is finally here. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I'm so ready to talk about this. But, guys, what are your first thoughts on this episode? By the way, I have Padawan Frito, I have Noah, and I have special guest Tomeka with us on the panel.
Yes, which we should probably mention that this will be a regular panel that we will be adding more people to.
There will be more people, yes. But right now, this is what we have for the first episode, guys. So
Yes.
It's going to be fun. But, yes, guys, tell everybody what we are thinking so far.
I mean, I think it's a nice little home run for the series to start off. I know some people I've heard have their problems with it, but to be honest, I have no issues so far. I'm very hooked into the story that they're giving us. Yes, we'll break down everything so far, but like I said, with what we've been presented, I love.
Cool.
For me, compared to like what we've gotten so far this year, like it makes me excited for Star Wars again. It just like flowed naturally, and like I didn't feel bored at all watching the first 2 episodes, and I'm just really excited for the rest of the series. So
yeah,
I'm excited too, but also it digs into mysticism.
Yeah, that's cool.
Fantasy, which I haven't seen in Star Wars. Maybe it's an animated series, but yeah.
Noah, you're going to be new to this, but Tomeka and Don are very. Well, no. I'm saying you'll be. I have some conspiracy theories for us later.
Okay, well,
okay.
All right.
I've got some pretty nice conspiracy theories.
I'm excited for that.
We'll talk about it as we get to them.
Okay,
so I'm going to just say, first of all, I really love Andor. I think Obi-Wan could have been better. I think overall it was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
I love Mandalorian. I still think it's a great show. A lot of people didn't like season 3. I love season 3. Yep. I'm a huge Mandalorian fan. Sorry, everything they gave me was perfect in that season. Ahsoka is just a different thing for me. Like, she's just a different character because I've seen this character go through so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched her grow.
Yeah, and Rebels, and become this like snotty teenager that is just so annoying that you cannot stand, to being this literally one of the most beloved characters in Star Wars.
I think it's perfect. Like, she goes from like Snips, which is her nickname as a child and like teen, to now like officially like she is Ahsoka Tano. You know what I mean? Like that different. That she is that transition to an adult is there.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And I think I've heard a little bit of criticism about how Rosario Dawson plays this character a little too stoic. And I do agree that overall Snips or, Ahsoka is a more playful, more of a, funny type of character in a lot of ways. But learning that Darth Vader was your master and that you thought
that's what I'm saying.
Really kind of might mess with you a little bit. Having a conversation with his son at some point about this, might mess with your head a little bit.
Yeah.
So I understand why she's not jokey and not, the Ahsoka that we all love. But I do think she plays this character very well for where she's at in her life. I do think she's playing it right.
That's what I was going to say. It seems like she's on a mature path. Like she's still trying to find her way now in this part of her life.
Because Ahsoka was very like, no, I'm just going to do it. Like Anakin. She was very I'm just going to jump in and whatever happens, and I'll hopefully get out of it. That's just how she was. She was just like Anakin. Anakin really not taught it to her, but it's just how she was. And so now to see this where,
they come full circle almost.
Yeah, but she's very now where she's like, I don't know if I want to be a master because I don't know if I'm ready, and I definitely don't think she's ready, but I definitely don't know if I'm ready. So I really like. I like the way they're playing the character, but I do want to get to that when we get to it. But I just wanted to say that.
Oh no! For sure.
But let's jump right into where we get started. So there's the crawl. We have the crawl back, guys. What do we think about that? Because I loved it.
Who do we have back?
The Crawl in the beginning, where they have the
The screen crawl. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was completely. I was like, are we talking about? It's the.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
No. I thought it was a nice touch for this show. I really love the samurai / western feel of the opening sequence and the the music and stuff. I thought that was a nice touch. But jumping right into it, so the first scene is so we're on a New Republic ship, and there's a ship coming in, and they, the captain says, "Okay, find out who the ship is," and they send Jedi codes. And the captain immediately is like, "Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know if I trust this."
Yeah.
So he lets them land, but obviously he meets them there, and we get what are their names? I wrote them down. Sorry, Balin Skull and Shin Hati come off, and the captain is like, welcome to the ship, blah blah blah, and they're like,
welcome to
we're Jedi, and he's like, yeah, I really don't believe you at all. I don't trust you, and I don't.
And
think that you are
I
Jedi.
think the best part is like they waste no time being like, okay, fine, you don't believe me.
Yeah. Here's my credentials, and she immediately just lightsaber out and just starts slashing through people, and they just immediately start going through people. And I love the line that he says when he stabs them, right before he stabs them, when he says, "Well, there was one thing you were right about, Captain. We are not Jedi." And we get that whole Darth Vader scene, basically, where he's walking down the hallway, just taking down the freaking troopers, or the guys running around and shit. And then we get to where he frees Elsbeth, which is the one, if you guys remember. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, what do you guys think about what has happened so far?
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
For me, I'm kind of confused because, like, where were they during the Empire? But I like how they made Balin, like, kind of powerful in the Force. So to me, I like that they, like, at the end of the 2 episodes, like, it seems like they're working with the Night Sister, but at the same time, they have their own prerogative and objective they're trying to do themselves. So I really hope they keep them around, because I feel like Balin at least could be like a new.
I don't think they're going anywhere.
Bad.
Yeah, I don't think.
I liked his character so far, is what I'm trying to say.
I was gonna say, I don't think they're going. He's going anywhere.
But sorry, yep, that's my take.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, even when Captain Hale like approached those two, their presence didn't even seem like it gave off Jedi. It seemed like Sith, or like we were talking about, it seemed a little bit like a great Jedi vibe. You don't know what's going on. And his tone is sinister. It's a presence that the Jedi carry with them.
Which even his tone of voice,
the
way he speaks is like, I still don't think he's like
very, very Count Dooku-ish to me.
Yes, that is a perfect way to put it.
Very
like,
Count
very
Dooku-ish to
monotone-ish, very precise with his words.
Yes.
And you can see, I don't know if we get his, do we get her face, his Padawan's face, or whatever you want to call her? I think that
like a very young Charlize Theron.
She looks like she's a schizo, like she's ready to snap at any
Dude,
moment.
It's kind of like Count Dooku and a very young Asajj Ventress, you know?
Dude, she looks like she's about to snap at any second. Absolutely, all the time. I hope they don't make her good eventually, because I like the way she is just like.
No, I don't think so.
I'm ready to kill everybody.
If anything, I think she might be a dark version of like Ahsoka. If that makes sense, where she's in this middle gray area, but she leans more towards the dark side.
Sure.
Yeah, and Bailiff seemed to I forgot her name, but going to the prison cell.
Morgan Elizabeth.
Morgan. That kind of reminded me of Rogue One Darth Vader.
Oh yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
It's just straight. I'm going straight through all of y'all. Get out my way. And just
he even force chokes that dude and like holds him up in the air.
The same exactly. And just him opening the prison door, I haven't seen that besides a droid. So I don't know what type of force he's using, but it's more advanced.
Yeah. I mean, look, Carlos Esposito, we're not even going to talk about. I mean, the guy is he's another level, so he's great as Moff
He's
Gideon.
his own character.
But
Yeah.
this is the first time we've really seen a great, like a really good, like
dark side
dark
user.
side person
Yeah.
in Star
Yeah.
Wars in this new era of Star Wars under Disney. So, you know, it's weird because we really don't get that many great villains, and these two are definitely menacing. Like they're
Oh yeah.
scary. You don't want to mess with these two.
And so we go from the prison breakout scene.
Yes, then we get to the Fifth Element scene.
Oh, it was good.
That's what it looked. I'm sorry, don't even because you know it
I
did.
thought the same thing. I thought she's gonna wipe some
that
sweat
thing came
or-
up and it was just that little
Yeah.
like box thing. I was like, it's the Fifth Element.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, we get a great scene. It really is a cool scene where she figures out. She go. It's I don't know what the planet is, but she figures out that she has to turn the little, you know, obelisk things around and line them up specifically, which that looked like the world between worlds to me, right? I mean, that looked like the mother, the father, and the sister, or the
Yeah.
father.
Which
the
scene
mother,
are we
and the
talking
sister.
about? Where she
Huh?
goes and
Where
takes
she's
the
in
orb?
that temple. Yeah.
Yeah, when she goes down into the, she makes the hole, goes down.
Oh,
into
Ahsoka?
The,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the next
Okay.
scene. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was
And,
going to say, I just wanted to bring up one thing. How did everyone
ahead.
see about feeling Hu Young, the fucking droid who made all the lightsabers? I
Great.
geeked out a
pretty
bit
cool.
about that.
Yeah.
Great.
I was like, I geeked out a little bit about
Mhm.
that one.
Yeah. I think David Tennant plays him.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Which is
Doctor
really
Who.
great.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
it's cool that they have all these little details with callbacks to like different episodes and just different past versions of Star Wars. You know, it's kind of cool to see it in live
Yeah.
action.
Well, it's also funny because specifically with Ahsoka, because she walked away from the Jedi Order,
Yeah.
and now she's working, you know, hand in hand with this old Jedi droid that worked in the Jedi Temple, so and taught Padawans how to build lightsabers. So
Yeah.
it is a funny sort of little dynamic
She's
they have.
on the
there.
verge to restarting the Jedi Order.
Well, and because there's the great line, which we'll get to at the end of this scene, but at the end of the scene when they're getting away, and she says to him, you know, how did you get the? She's like, how did you get the information out of Elsbeth? And she's like, I didn't, you know, I went against Jedi protocol, or she's like, I didn't use Jedi protocol, or whatever she says, which is a great line. Because he's like the stickler for the Jedi rules still, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm still doing what I want."
But to me, the Night
ahead.
Sister, like, why did she allow herself to get captured? Like, why didn't she try to break free? Because Night
Interesting.
Sisters are just as powerful as Jedi, you know, with their magic. So to me, I just wonder, like, was that the plan from
I
the
don't
beginning?
know because, well, at this point, we don't know she's the
Yeah.
Night Sister yet either. That's one thing, but also the only thing I don't know about that is because she doesn't technically say she is. She just says my
I thought she says my
ancestors.
sisters. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
She doesn't say that she's actually in the. So I don't know how powerful she is. Like I don't know if she's
True.
actually
Okay.
like super powerful. We'll find out though. She
All
might
right,
be.
yeah.
She
Yeah.
might be. Maybe she wanted to get captured. So yeah, we don't know. That's definitely a possibility if she's like super powerful. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm just wondering how that's going to play out because
Yeah.
she doesn't actually say that she's a Night Sister. She just says her ancestors.
Yeah.
So
Well, I thought it kind of is implied because she does use that green magic there,
Right.
Yeah.
later on as we'll see. So
right, but the other ones were killed. That's why I'm saying I just don't know how
Yeah.
powerful she might be because you know maybe the bloodline is like you know now it's separated so much. Maybe she's not as powerful. I don't know. Again, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
So I'm not like I don't
maybe
know.
they'll explain it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. But yeah, we get this great Fifth Element moment and sort of Tomb Raider-esque, Raiders of the Lost Ark-esque, you know, with her figuring this puzzle out and getting the map. Then she jumps out and there's a droid standing there, definitely, you know, Wild West style, like time for a duel. And he's like, give us the map, and she's like, us, and then all of a sudden there's 4 more droids around her, and she does Ahsoka, and she goes down into the little hole and pulls a few of them down, takes a couple of them out, and gets down to the last couple where they eventually have to pull off this self-destruct thing, and she realizes she needs to get the hell out of Dodge, so she gets out of there and gets on the ship with Wang, which is the droid we've been talking about. And they get the hell out of there. That's basically the beginning of these two action scenes.
Yep.
I really like this action scene because it really showed her being smart, just not
Yeah.
being not being tempted to just go in head first and just take them all on at once. She gets a few of them out of the way so she can take care of a couple up top, and then when the other ones from the bottom come up top, she's already dealt with them. So, it's just a smarter way where normally in the past Ahsoka would just go nuts and just try to take them all out. So it shows her maturity as a person and as a character. So
It's a clever
really great
way
acting.
to not leave yourself open and vulnerable because it's just you and it's all these droids that are powerful in a sense, not as powerful as her, obviously, that they got to go into self-destruct mode because they're
Yeah.
wuss. They didn't stand there and fight. They're like, we're going to blow ourselves up. She's too much for us. I didn't get it.
They like.
Yeah.
Oh, they knew
What
they
was
were
I gonna
outmanned.
I was just gonna say
she
I
could've
really
took
like
them
the
all out
design of the
easily.
droids. They were pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, I love the design of the droid, but I was
Yeah.
just like, you guys are just gonna nuke this whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, we
When she
can't
started
do it.
running, I was like, "Where is she going? Like, she doesn't have to run that far. Like, they can't." And then all of a sudden, that explosion happened, and I'm like, "Oh, they were."
That was like a nuclear
Serious.
blast right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, why is she running so far away? Like, it's not that. It can't be that bad. And then all of a sudden, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Then it was the scene from Terminator.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, what's going on? I didn't see that coming for sure. Yeah.
Oh god.
No, that was great. But again, that scene with her, I think they have really great chemistry. Her and that droid, by the way.
Yes.
Yes.
Just the way they can go back and forth and sort of kind of dig at each other, but
And then
they have a respect for each other.
The
Obviously,
first
also.
look at live action, Hera Syndulla.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you,
God,
I'm telling you, man.
I think they just hit. I think they hit the nail on the head with just about every
Yes.
Rebels member they have done so far.
Yeah.
Even getting Zeb back in Mandalorian, that little snippet of him,
Yep.
I was just like, "That's Zeb." That was like that's just character and all. Like I just every single
It's
one.
so great.
Seeing
It was so
Hera
great.
and General Syndulla, I was just like, oh yes.
Dude, and again, we'll get to it, but the way she is like, no, I'm a general. Like, you don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
I love that she's like that. I love that because that is absolutely Hera.
How'd
She
you guys
loves,
like?
she
seeing
loves
Hera?
everybody and will help anybody, but don't piss her off. Like, don't piss her off. Like, you can't do that. I love her.
What did you
She's
guys
great.
think about seeing Hera for the first time?
Yeah.
It was good. I think they nailed the character design out of the park. So
I think they got great casting too. I think she really does capture
she's
Hera very
good.
well.
Yeah, I feel like I still have to catch up on a lot of stuff, but seeing it from here, from the show, her presence was made known to me.
Yes.
I wanted to see her in every scene with Ahsoka.
Well, let me ask you actually, because you haven't watched Rebels and you don't know much about this, so
I gotta catch up. I gotta do more homework.
Well, but how lost do you feel like you are though so far in the story? I mean, do you feel like you're at least in the story, or do you feel like there's things that you're missing?
I feel like I am in the story. I was engaged because the story writing is that good, but there's probably also some background information, filler information that I need, but it's not enough. It's not like it deters me from watching the show.
And that's the big thing that I think a lot of people will worry about. I know me and Ben talked about it a lot, was just how they're going to get people that haven't watched Rebels and haven't watched Clone Wars, to really be in, because everybody knew this was going to be a continuation of Rebels. So if you don't know that story, how are you going to make a show where people that love the show can like it and people that don't know the show at all can still love it? So
I think they're doing a decent job.
Oh, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to ask because, like I said, she hasn't seen it, so it's great to get her opinion because I'm really interested to see how people feel right now so far because it can be one of them things that you can get lost in, because there's a lot of backstory that they can't really get into. So, I was just curious on, if you felt
I,
like at least
I
where
think
they're at.
for me, there were general movie tropes, like
Sure.
the anti-hero that's trying to find some object, and it was like tropes that I'm
Yep.
familiar with,
Yep.
that I'm like, oh, okay, I'm kind of getting this. Okay, yeah, this sounds familiar. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
Heck
No,
yeah.
definitely. So Ahsoka returns to a battered ship. This is obviously where the prison break just happened. And she gets back. She's talking to Hera about the map that she just found. She tells her that it can possibly get to Thrawn and Ezra. We have a great scene with them too, just having that conversation and seeing the depth in both of their faces when they talk about Ezra. I thought was really well played in this scene. And she says she finally convinces her, okay, let's go, let's go, let's follow the map. And she's like, well, I can't open it. And she's like, well, you know who can help you? And she's like, yeah, but I don't want to ask her.
Yeah, it's funny.
And I don't really care, because screw you, go get Sabine, goddammit.
yeah,
Straight up.
Finally. But yeah, so it's a really fun scene with them two, just seeing them two back together again. Ahsoka wasn't technically part of the Ghost crew, but she was very influential in helping them
I was gonna
early
say
as
she was pretty
Fulcrum.
much.
And again, but she just wasn't like on the ship. I mean, like
Yeah.
all the time. That's all I mean by that. So that crew is a little bit more, insulated in that sense. But her and Hera have a really deep connection as far as
Well, because
she was
she was.
Fulcrum and stuff like
I was
that. So
gonna
they
say
go way back.
Hera was the main contact
Right.
for Ahsoka and the Rebels, crew. Like, yes, Kanan was, did have contact, but it was mainly Ahsoka and her having the conversation.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure she knew who Fulcrum was, even when she was referring to as Fulcrum the entire time.
Yeah, because her parents were part of the alliance,
Mhm.
Rebel Alliance before that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, so she knows a lot of. She's known Ahsoka for a long time. So and again, people that have seen the show know it. So it's just something to keep in mind. So seeing them together is really big for fans, I think, because again, it's just there's a moment where after Ezra and everything happens where there's sort of like this moment where we don't know what's going to happen, and then it's the scene of no, we're going after them. So this is sort of what we've always wanted as fans of Rebels, to happen is like, let's get back into it. Like we got to go get Ezra. So to see it and to see them two come back together and know it's happening, it was just really cool, I thought. So
Yes, sir.
but moving on, so we get that. We cut to this great scene of them. I don't know if they're debuting it or if they're just kind of, it's a day of
I think they're
memorial.
debuting the memorial where it is and like all that stuff. Yeah.
Right. Sabine drew that mural after the battle happened on Lothal, and that's what they're celebrating, that victory on Lothal there. And so yeah, they're debuting the mural, and she's supposed to be there, and of course not. She's not, because Sabine gets one of the greatest entrances ever,
Yeah.
as usual. She's the greatest,
Yes.
one of the greatest characters, and she gets such a great entrance. Her just going down the old high. It's the original highway from the first episode. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just seeing that again, like, is just so awesome. But what are you guys thinking here when we see this?
100%. So, one, I think it was really great seeing Clancy Brown return as
Yes.
a Ryder Azad, because he voiced the original governor of Lothal.
Correct.
So it was really nice to see him. He fought with them, so it was like a nice little cameo for him. But also, when we look at the mural, so I may be mistaken, but when we're not zoomed out of the mural, when we are zoomed in only, we only see the gang and the Black Wolf. I don't think that's a coincidence. Every time they pan to that, I think I do not think that is a coincidence. I think they're foreshadowing. So there is what were they called? The wolves in Rebels.
The Loth Wolves.
The Loth Wolves. So there's these two Loth Wolves, and it was basically like the dark side and the light side of the Force in these like animals. And in the mural on the same picture, they do have the light one and the dark one. So it's not like they're only showing one panel. They're specifically cutting out that fucking white wolf when they show that mural, and they're only showing the gang and the. Listen, I fucking watched this shit.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Like, they only show his, that face, and I think that there may be something to that. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I don't think it's a coincidence that they don't show that in the panel.
Yeah. Okay. No, fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't notice that. That's all. I have to check that out because I'm definitely going to rewatch these episodes again. So.
Sabine's entrance reminded me of Maverick in Top Gun.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna reference other movies to.
Yes.
That's my thing.
But I even love after she goes underneath the other one and she picks back up. And the nod that he gives her, like,
because he was just like, okay, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
I love it, man. Like, I love it. But just her entrance is so amazing. And again, another little tidbit to know. Where she goes back to is Ezra's original house.
And I'm pretty sure the original Loth cat is the same one that's still hanging out there.
I think it might be. I'm
pretty sure that's the same Loth cat.
It was a little more orange in the animated, but again, I'm not going to hold him to that. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh my god, it
wasn't orange.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Not as cute as baby.
But those Loth cat. I'm sorry, I want a Loth cat. I want a fucking Loth cat.
Baby.
Dude, it looks like it reminds me of the thing from what the hell is it called from He-Man. The little thing. Oh, never mind. Nobody knows He-Man.
Okay.
Never mind.
So from that scene,
can't remember the name.
The Loth cat. She's going through the entire hideout, and you get a glimpse of her Mandalorian helmet behind a whole bunch of junk and stuff like that. And then it pans to her going over the hologram of Ezra, and we kind of saw a glimpse of this in the coming attractions, but we actually got the full scene of it, and I think that it was just beautiful, like that he left that message, and like he specifically said, like, hey, like, listen, this is just us. My only issue is I'm sorry, don't fucking call her your sister, because I'm sorry you had so much fucking attraction in the show.
Yeah,
stop it, that ain't your sister.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be hooking up with her at the end of this season. You call her your sister one more time, I'm gonna vomit.
I agree.
Wait, what? Sorry, say that again.
Because in the hologram, he says, like, you're like a sister to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like,
I'm
like, Ezra, shut up. You're not supposed to. Because you're going to be kissing her at the end of the season. And I swear to God, you call her your sister, I'm going to
like
kill
a
you.
sister. Not really not
Look, they have to play into the New Hope. They have to play into the New Hope stuff, all right? So stop. Okay?
Stop it.
Like the Luke and Leia thing, they didn't know.
Exactly.
They just
like
made
said,
out.
That whole hologram scene was really nice. What did
No,
you guys think of that?
It was really good. Yeah, I really, again, just pulling on the heartstrings, man. This Dave Filoni is slowly pulling on the heartstrings and setting up a world where I'm going to be done by the end of this series, man. I'm going to be done. I'm not going to be able to handle it. It's going to be too much by the end. I can tell already, just from what he's giving me already. And again, oh my God, we get to it. But okay, so I got to get to this scene.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so after that, guys, in comes. Well, okay, so first we find out that Elsbeth knows Ahsoka has the map. They're at the planet that just blew up. What are y'all laughing at? So she sends Elsbeth sends Hati and to after Sabine on Lothal.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the shot of Ahsoka showing up to Lothal, and Sabine having the moment, staring at the ship coming in. She kind of smiles and then immediately goes to Sabine. That's just Sabine. She's a dick, but we love her.
Yes, we do.
But so Ahsoka shows up. Obviously, we have a moment on the I guess the landing platform or whatever you want to call it, with the governor and with Sabine and Ahsoka and Wang sort of seeing each other for the first time again. Wang and Sabine have a moment, so they have a little bit of a history. Also, obviously, we know now. And Ahsoka, as he's walking away, the governor sort of says to Sabine, "You're going to want to hear what she says."
Yeah.
And Ahsoka ultimately, we have a sit down, and she reveals that she found a map, and it might be able to find Ezra, which is interesting because when she talks to Hera about the map, she first says Thrawn.
Yes.
Well,
First
because
thing she
obviously
says is
she knows
Thrawn.
what she's doing.
I know.
She knows she's pulling
yes,
at those heartstrings with
of
her,
course.
like, which I do think, like, I think that's going to be a contradicting point between the two of them, where she's got, Sabine's going to really like question her authority and like, where she stands on this, because Sabine is obviously doing this to find Ezra, and whereas, Ahsoka's thinking about this more big picture, and it's like, I'm trying not to fucking start a war. Like I almost feel like Sabine is being very ignorant to the threat of Thrawn. Like, what Thrawn has done. What Thrawn's capable of.
Oh, she knows.
Like, I understand you want to find Ezra and everything, but like, part of me is just like, dude, you know what this guy did and what he's capable of, but why would you want to not just make sure that gets stopped, and then let's figure out where Ezra is?
And I do think she's going to come around to that eventually, but I do think there's going to be conflict. There's definitely going to be conflict with them, for sure, on that point. Also, just because, like you said, Ahsoka, as much as she might owe her life to Ezra, she doesn't really care about Ezra in the same way that they all do, because she wasn't on the ship with them like they were. So it's a little bit of a different dynamic, even though she's not going to just let him die if he's there and she can save him. But that's not her mission. Her mission, like you said, stop Thrawn, stop the war, stop the threat. And if we can save Ezra, we'll save Ezra.
And also because, I mean, as the hologram suggests, and you guys can tell me, like, he understands the greater sacrifice in putting the greater good over yourself. Like, that's ultimately why he made the sacrifice he did when he did. Right. So like, he's like, Ahsoka and him are under the same mindset of where Sabine is more of like emotionally tied to things, and where she's still not under that Jedi mindset, I guess.
Yeah, kind of like a Sith, but also in the gray part. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. But we also get the great scene too. So, there's a scene where when they're talking and she's talking about the map, and she says, "Look, I can't figure this out. I do need your help. Please help me figure. Not please help me figure this out."
She never says please.
No. But she, basically she's saying, "Look, I need your help here." And she's like, "Well, let me take it with me, and I'm going to take it." And she's like, "No, you're not taking it.
It doesn't leave my ship.
It's not happening."
No, that doesn't even sound right.
Immediately, I said, "Oh, it's leaving."
Oh, 100%.
I looked at my wife and I was like, "It ain't staying there." She's like, "There's no way it's staying there at all."
It doesn't even sound. I need to take it so I can go somewhere and clear my head. Why can't you do it here?
Go clear your head and then come back.
Yeah. No, I can't. I got to go far away and then I figure it out. No.
And I knew it immediately. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be real bad. So she does. She eventually takes it back to Ezra's, her and Ezra's / place. And she does. She figures it out. She opens it up. She sees what it points to. And then she gets attacked by a couple droids at first. They get the map. They destroy all of the recording evidence that she had for it, to talk about with them. she eventually gets her lightsaber, or Ezra's lightsaber.
I was gonna say, put some respect on that name.
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. No, it's Ezra. Which we will find out that is anyway. She gets Ezra's lightsaber, and she goes after the droids, and instead she runs into a Miss Hot Tea, who
Yes.
looks like Charlize Theron, a younger Charlize Theron.
She really
super
does.
mad and
With
super
a
ready for
Padawan braid.
everybody.
Yeah.
Like this is like what was the movie Monster? Wasn't that movie Charlize Theron was in when she was younger?
Yes.
What you got
He was
there,
in
bud?
Monster.
She was like a serial killer or whatever.
I just say
Yeah,
I gotta head out, guys.
oh, you gotta head out. Oh man.
Yeah,
All right.
I gotta wake up early.
All right, man.
See ya.
Yeah, man. Damn. But yeah, she is like in full kill mode. But honestly, she actually toys with Sabine.
Oh,
She
for
could have
sure.
destroyed Sabine in this moment. Like she could have absolutely destroyed her.
And I
she does
think there was
eventually
a-
stab her. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think that's exactly what she was trying to do. I think it was more
Yeah.
of like, oh, this is like kind of like, oh, you're so cute trying to be a Jedi. Look at you, like, you know what I mean? Like, it almost felt like she was belittling her in that fight, even, and just
Yeah.
wanted her to feel stupid.
Yeah, she kind of fought like a young Anakin, like
Mhm.
with all emotion.
Just
Like,
mad and angry.
Yeah, she was leaving herself vulnerable so many times, and that's when the opening came where she got stabbed in the stomach or chest or
I
wherever.
gotta be honest though, this whole episode, I got a lot of Phantom Menace vibes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I see
A
that.
lot of Phantom Menace vibes, man. And Filoni loves George Lucas, and he loves the prequel. So, you know, he's gonna throw that stuff in there for sure when he can. So, but yeah, I definitely got that. But we also get the reveal of her being the Night Sister of Dathomir. We do actually get that reveal, or at least she's a descendant of him.
Yes.
But yeah, this basically ends with Sabine being stabbed, though. I mean, that's where we end, where this episode ends.
Yeah.
And obviously, even though we know she's not dead, this is a hell of a way to end this first episode. It really was. I'm so glad that they had 2 episodes, because
Oh yeah, if they would have left
even
us
though
like
I would
that.
have known not that she is definitely alive, I would have been so fucking mad for the next week if that would have been the end. I really would have.
I don't know.
She's one of.
Yeah.
What were you about to say, Tomeka?
No, I was just saying, I can tell that she hasn't picked up a lightsaber in a long time. The skill set, like the control of Hanti, or however you pronounce her name.
Right.
You can see the skill and control. In the way it's just effortless. And then with Sabine is like very emotion driven, fast, and reckless. So I can see the 2 sides of that.
Just when they first face off, like Hati is so confident, where you can see Satine she is just like, I have to do this. It's not that she's confident doing it. She's just, I have to do this. Like this, I have to. So yeah, I completely agree. Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
I think Sabine is the only one to survive a lightsaber, like the stab to the abdomen. Who?
Reva twice.
Okay, thank you. That's why I said correct me if I'm wrong.
She survived. Vader stabbed her when she was a kid, and then he stabbed her again when she was older, and she survived both of them.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I know it's stupid, because I think if you get stabbed with a lightsaber,
that's
also
it's kind of hard.
My whole thing is just like, if she survived that, how did Qui-Gon not survive his?
Exactly.
That's the same fucking thing. It's the exact same fucking thing.
They're trying to retcon.
I agree. No, I'm with you. Believe me, I'm with you 100% on all of that.
Well, yes, that was a crazy way to end the first fucking episode.
Yeah. Well, the Force was with her. It wasn't with Qui-Gon. So that's why he died. The Force just left him.
Just like his last breath.
Oh, yeah.
So, any last thoughts about episode 1, guys? Anything that you guys wanted to talk about that we haven't, or any?
That was absolutely. It was a perfect episode through and through.
It was great.
Beginning to end.
It really was. Yeah, I really love the way that this is going. Okay, so let's get right into episode 2. So,
yes.
So first thing we see is Ahsoka is listening to Sabine having nightmares. She is basically in the hospital, whatever, recovering, and she's having the nightmares. You can sort of hear the playback of their conversation and a few other things, and then she wakes her up. And Sabine's alive. Yay, we all knew it, but yes, Sabine is alive. Thank you. Do not kill Sabine in the very first episode, Filoni. I'll kill you. Goddamn.
Quick thing, was it the beginning of episode 2 or the end of episode 1 where Sabine went back to the area and kind of used the Force to listen to what had happened?
What do you mean?
There.
You mean Ahsoka?
Yeah, sorry, Ahsoka. I'm so
That's
sorry.
in this episode.
But it was in the beginning, right? Or was it
towards the beginning? Yeah, it was towards the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was just gonna say that scene right there, just her manipulation of the Force to just like basically replay time, was kind of really cool. I don't think we've ever seen.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think we've ever seen someone use the Force that way and manipulate it like that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But yeah, so she wakes her up. Sabine explains to her what happened. She lost the map. She took the map. She lost the map. Ahsoka is very disappointed. You can tell. And she says a great line, which really hit me right in the feels. You've done enough. When she's leaving. Yeah, it hurt, dude. Like, it really hurt. And like, my wife is like, she's trying to gauge like what I'm talking about the whole time, because I'm like going back and forth, like, come on, Ahsoka, come on, Sabine, like, come on, like, you know what I mean? So she's just like, wait a minute, do you not like her? And I'm like, no, I love her, but she's got to stop being an idiot.
Yes.
It's like, we love them, but they got to stop. They got to work together.
So reckless.
Because like when she's talking, when she took the thing, I told her about her taking the thing. I'm like, she's definitely taking that with her, and she's like, she's gonna take it, and I'm like, well, they're friends though. I'm like, they have a complicated thing, but they're friends. They love each other. Trust me, it's fine.
They have a complicated relationship.
It's fine.
They need couples counseling. It's
they
okay.
do. They need it bad.
Of all people, she would actually trust her the most with it, so it's okay. Like,
Wouldn't she know that she would have taken it?
Oh, instantly.
He knew immediately. She knew what was going on. But anyway, so we get that whole scene though with her and the disappointment that Ahsoka has, and just sort of, Ahsoka doesn't feel she's ready. She just doesn't feel that she's ready. Again, I think she sees a lot of her in her. She sees a lot of her and Anakin in her. So I think there's a lot of fear with her wanting to train Sabine also at this point. But she tells her basically that she did open the map. She was able to find a destination. She didn't know where it was, but there were 2 droids there. Ahsoka picked up on that immediately and said, "Are you sure there was 2?" She's like, "Yeah, 2." So that scene ends, and we cut to Elsbeth taking the map to the rune with Hati and Skull. This is sort of okay. So, if you guys know, do you know this, Jason? Right, about the Dight sisters?
Yeah, Dathomir and all that shit.
Right. Okay. So, I think what this is actually pointing to, though, is the Chris. I think this is pointing to the Chris.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which is Thrawn's people.
Yeah.
Which is what I think that galaxy, I think that's where they're pointing to. I think we might actually be seeing the Chris invasion at some point. Which is the whole reason Thrawn was here. He didn't want that to happen. He was trying to avoid that from happening because he knew that would not be good.
So do you think that in there? Okay, so your conspiracy theory is that they're trying to find Thrawn, not realizing they are actually finding his race of people, which will then lead to a massive invasion. Because all right, so then, all right, here we go.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
technically,
Bring it home.
isn't Thrawn already back?
Technically, yes, he has to be
So,
because there's been communication with him.
so then you might be very well right, because if he's already back and in this universe, where is this map going to?
Yeah, because okay, so where Ezra and Thrawn went is the unknown regions, which is in the same galaxy as Star Wars. Where that is pointing is a different galaxy. That is not the same galaxy as Star Wars.
Are you saying
Everything
that
that
it's a
happens in
galaxy
Star Wars,
far away?
Yeah. So it's far, 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 far away. Yeah, it's even farther away. Even farther away. But yeah, basically it's a different galaxy that we haven't. So if Ezra is still in the unknown regions, he's not in that galaxy. That's not the unknown regions. So that's a
nice
there's
little.
so much that could happen. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a nice little one. I like
there's
that.
things that could happen. But I think because specifically they mentioned the destruction of the Night Sisters
Yes.
and an ancient people.
Yes.
So I think she might have been referring to the Chris. So
And
anyway, so yes, we get
so
this
she
little
might
cool.
be enlisting these people's help and think so. She might be she might know what is happening and what she's doing, but these two don't.
Right. Yes, I don't think they know what's happening. Yeah, I don't think they know.
Don't seem like they know anything of what's.
I think they're just sort of like mercenaries almost,
Yeah.
or like bounty hunters almost in this sort of situation. Like I don't think they really know what's happening. They're just kind of like, we'll do what you tell us as long as you pay us. Like you pay us, we'll do it.
Yeah, but also the promise of ultimate power.
Yeah,
that's what's luring them in. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Which Thrawn would be the key to being ultimately powerful, because if you are the right hand man or like someone who is close to Thrawn, you will get whatever you want.
And honestly, if he's trying to become which heir to the Empire is about Thrawn, he is supposed to be when Palpatine dies, the one to rebuild the Empire and start it over again. That is what heir of the Empire is about. So if he is the heir to the Empire and he is the one that eventually starts everything back in motion, does he recruit them in? I mean, wouldn't it be smart to have two Force-using people that can sort of be your Darth Vader mercenary type people? I mean, that would make a lot of sense. So, I just think they're just kind of pawns. They're not actually a part of the story yet, but I think they will play a part. You know what I mean? Kind of, so we get to that temple or the ruins kind of place. We find out about the map, that she can open the map, and she says, "Do you want to see it?" And then we cut back to
Chopper.
Ahsoka. Huh?
I said we cut back to Chopper and the fucking
dude.
Yeah,
we're getting there. Oh, we are getting to Chopper. Believe me. But Ahsoka goes back to Ezra and Sabine's place to get information if she can, anything that she can find. And her hunch is correct as she finds out that the droid is still there somehow. She gets the head of the droid and brings it back to Sabine. Sabine hooks up to the droid head. Another great scene where they're talking about how if she overpowers it or too much power goes to it.
Yes, if it overheats, it'll explode.
And she says, "I think you should do it." Hera does, and Wang is like, "Yeah, because you're a damn hologram."
Yeah,
like, we're all standing here. I love that. I just thought it was a great line because it was a droid saying it, so it just made it that much funnier for me. I just thought it was really funny. But I love this whole thing in general. She does figure out that it comes from a shipyard in Corellia, which is where, of course, Elsbeth had shipyards before, while the Empire was still in power. So this leads them to want to go there and investigate. But let's talk about that scene. So again, I love the scene. I think it's a really funny scene, but it also shows that, which is something we know from Rebels, Sabine is very helpful. Sabine is very can do a lot of things with technology and stuff like that. So she's not just somebody that even if Ahsoka wanted to, could leave her out of this mission. She just can't leave her out of this mission.
Yeah. She's
It's
definitely
so
way
important.
too valuable, and like
Mhm.
just
Right.
getting the information and even unlocking the key to begin with is just, you know, a testament to how,
True.
you know, cunning and smart Sabine's character is and has always been.
Mhm.
And I like you said, I do love the whole dynamic of, even in that scene, you see Ahsoka pacing back and forth, and notice the droid questions Sabine, but Ahsoka never does. Once Ahsoka gives her the okay, Sabine doesn't. Once Ahsoka gets the okay, Ahsoka doesn't question it again. It's just
Yeah.
she's got it. I know she's got it, and I think that confidence right there, even though they may be on the off, like not on the best terms in that moment,
Mhm.
Sure.
I still think that trust between them is there, and that's very much shown when her life was very much on the line in that moment.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
she is like the only one that could have figured this key out. And I know, is she using like the force or something deep within her? Because it seems like it's not just like
I
her
think
intelligence or her talents. There's something there that she was the
Well,
only.
she's Mandalorian. Yeah, she's a Mandalorian. And yeah, she's very good with like electronics in general. I mean, that's just her specialty. But specifically, yeah, she created a machine that could destroy Mandalorian armor. Like she worked with the Empire and created a machine that could destroy Mandalorian armor. And then she realized that she messed up and she shouldn't have did that. And she got out and she wound up helping turn it on to the stormtroopers and stuff. So yeah, Sabine's always had a talent for this kind of stuff. But again, this is actually funny. Again, another sort of yin and yang thing that they keep doing in this show. I've noticed is Ahsoka is not good with technology. Actually,
no.
Anakin was the technology guy in that relationship. So it's just a funny thing where Snips, or I always call her Snips, but Ahsoka was not. She's not technology savvy. So to see her need her sort of like she needed Anakin in Clone Wars, I think is a really it's a great way Filoni's bringing that back around.
Well, and in amongst those scenes, we also have the
Yeah.
scene where Hugh Yang, the droid, has that conversation with her where where he says, you know, your force aptitude falls short between any
Yeah.
Padawan I've ever seen. But I also think I think again, I think that's a thing that they said on purpose. I don't think that there was a coincidence that they brought up her force, you know, abilities. I think her force abilities work in a different way than anyone else's has that we've seen before. I think she is more like in tune with knowledge. You know what I mean? Whereas like, you know, Ezra was more in tune with creatures and beings and all these things. And like, you know, you see people's different, whereas like Ahsoka, she was, you know, listening throughout, you know, in time, like listening through, you know, the force, what had happened the night before. Like, you know, we see these different things. And I think it might be her aptitude is just in a different area per se. And I think maybe throughout this season, we'll figure that out more. But I think I personally think what they've been doing, or at least I hope, nothing is a coincidence. I don't think. I think they've been doing little things even in these first 2 episodes to show that they're, you know, if you don't pick up on these things, that you might miss it. It just seems like that.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree completely. Yeah, man. Yeah, Filoni, look, he's taking his time. He's writing the story the way he wants it. He's telling the story the way he wants to. And I'll be honest, man, even though all the special effects look amazing, I mean, it looks live action, but it looks like it literally looks like it's pulled out of Clone Wars or Rebels.
Yeah.
Like every scene, every frame is just like, it's so amazing, man. It's amazing what he does with it. So where are we at now?
Because we're getting to my conspiracy theory point, and I'm like,
no, it's fine. Where are we at right
now?
now? We just
So we're getting
Oh,
General
so
Syndulla and
they go to
Ahsoka are going
Corellia Shipyard. Yeah, that's where we are. Okay,
Mhm.
so Corellia Shipyard. They meet up with Taub, Dr. Taub. Anybody House
Yeah.
fans? Dr.
Yes,
Taub.
of course I am a House fan.
Okay.
Fuck that guy.
I love. Yeah, I know. But no, I just thought it was a fun cameo. But anyway, so he is definitely a little shady from the beginning.
Yes.
Definitely could tell he's not acting quite up to snuff. Says, no, I'm just a businessman, and nothing. I serve just the people that are my investors. I don't care about politics.
Meanwhile, they're getting all these shady looks from every single person.
We know it's kind of bullshit. We know it's kind of bullshit. And Hera, actually, this does happen in between this. So Hera, when they're on their way up to when she finally pulls her rank on him, and she's like, "Do you want me to make this a formal inspection or whatever?" So he takes them up. But when they're on their way up, she says to Ahsoka, "I want you to train Sabine again."
Yes.
She actually asked her, which I thought was a really important moment in the show. And then we get up top where she's sort of asking him about the. She notices a warp drive that's pretty large, and I'm assuming it's a warp drive from like an old Empire ship. I'm assuming that's why.
I think they even said it. I think it was a Star Destroyer.
And she said, "What's that being repurposed for?" And he's like, "Oh, well, let me look it up." And he looks it up, and it's
it's classified.
Yeah, right.
No.
I'm a
general. I'm a general, dude. I have the classification, which she would. Hera, if anybody knows Hera, she knows Leia personally. She knows a lot of high people in the Rebels personally. So Hera's trusted. There's nobody in the Rebels or in the New Republic that's gonna be like, Hera doesn't have clearance. Like she would have clearance for this. So yeah, that moment I really love, but I love because this is who Hera is. She is.
Yes.
She's not a like I'm better than you person. She's just no. I know my place, and you're not going to disrespect me. Like she's a very strong person. Like she just is. So, but yeah, I love that moment with her. And ultimately we find out about a droid that is an assassin droid, an AK assassin droid. And it's on a transport that's about to leave. And then we get an Empire for the Empire showdown, and Ahsoka just
they absolutely get
fairly
shredded.
Inconvenient. Not even
Viva la Resistance Empire!
I mean, they had no chance. When that dude started looking over his shoulder, I was like, "You just better stay the fuck in your seat.
Just sit down.
You're gonna
just
get
don't get
destroyed if you stand up. Like you are not walking out of here." So I just want to get to where she jumps out the window part.
That was cool.
Ahsoka is just Ahsoka doing her Ahsoka thing. But they find out about that. So they go after that ship after they take all them out and put Mr. Taub. All right, what is it? Because I
keep going. It's like we're right there. We're just right there.
So Ahsoka does her superhero thing, jumps down, going after the transport ship. She gets cut off though by the Inquisitor and a droid. And Hera goes to it's not the Ghost, it is the little ship that was a part of the Ghost that she is now driving right now. It's not the full Ghost that she's driving, or piloting, just so everybody knows. But it's the little Ghost ship, and she's going after the transport because she sees that Ahsoka is fighting down below. And we get my man Chopper, Mr. Asshole himself. Why are you going through my stuff? Don't be touching my shit. Stop touching my shit, Hera. I ain't got time for your shit. And yeah, I'm gonna win the day. But yeah, so Chopper and her have a great moment. We get a great moment with or a great fight scene with Ahsoka, the droid, and I'm assuming it's going to be the Grand Inquisitor. I mean, or maybe not the Grand Inquisitor, but it's an Inquisitor.
Hear me out.
All right.
Hear me out.
You have the floor.
Okay, so
all right.
This guy. So we know Thrawn is back. We technically know Thrawn is in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What if this Night Sister found Ezra and tampered his mind And he is that Inquisitor. He is the right frame. He is the right build.
Whoa.
He is the right size.
Wow.
The Inquisitors should all technically be dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could not have this. I could not have that, dude. Do you know? No, go keep going. Keep going, seriously. But oh my god, if that is true, dude.
It's
Holy
like
shit.
the government
Holy
shutting you
shit.
down, man. They're trying to shut you down.
I'll just mess
But,
with
okay,
it.
They're speaking truth.
Someone told me this, and I looked at the fight scene again.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that makes me think about it was an Ezra move to toss that fucking thing behind you and just bring it right back to you. Like, that was such a fucking Ezra move.
Don't tell me that, dude. Don't fucking tell me that, dude. Seriously, don't tell me that.
And we all know that Ezra thought that blade was cool from the beginning when he first fought the Inquisitor. So I don't see why, if he was just tampered a little bit, he'd be like, "Yep, I like this." Like, I think it may be Ezra.
Yeah, like how they turn people.
I'd be honest, games. You're not crazy.
Because
you're not crazy.
The Night Sisters have been able to control people's minds, and if this Night Sister is as strong as potentially strong, whatever she could be, it would be nothing to control someone who like Ezra. Ezra's like he's trained in the Force and he's trained as a Padawan, but he's not a Jedi. He's not fully trained in the Force, and he would not. I don't think he would be able to withstand the full force of like a Dathomir sister.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Yeah,
So
I don't know.
I think it is very possible that
I didn't think of it.
Ezra.
I never thought of it, but yeah, man.
Yeah, that's why the government tried to shut you down.
So that is my crazy conspiracy theory, guys.
Dude, I'll be honest though, it's crazy. It's crazy only because we don't know, but it's not crazy because we don't know.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, it's not something that's out of the realm of possibility, but if it happens, even me having this fucking idea and someone else putting it in my head, I'm like, I'd still fucking be shocked as shit if it happens.
I would much rather it be that and Sabine brings him back than they convince that other girl to be good. So I would be more down for that anyway. So.
Because again, like I said,
if Sabine and Ezra have to fight each other, oh shit!
Like I said, I don't think it's a coincidence anything they do in this season. So I don't think it's a coincidence that this person's helmet did not come off, and you have no idea who this person is.
I'm gonna cry if that's him, and they have to fight each other, dude.
The reason they made because it was a great appearance for the character. It was a memorable appearance. The fight scene was great, and he was able to rival
it's weird to have a random Inquisitor there now in this time period, because this is after the Empire. This is after everything. So it is weird to have just a random Inquisitor there. You're not, dude, again, you're not, it's not as crazy as people would think. No, it's not. It's really not. Damn, that's a good one.
Shut you down.
Yeah, no, man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Damn.
That was real messed up.
Yep. Now just deal with that nugget because I've been dealing with it for a little bit.
Oh, for you. Anyway, so let's talk about Chopper because I have to talk about Chopper. Oh, excuse me. Chopper is top 3 droids of all time. Star Wars. It's not even a question. He's R2D2 level. He is definitely C3PO level. He is absolutely up there with all the.
He's less annoying than C3PO,
for sure, and he's way
very much so.
He doesn't
and Chopper talks shit. Chopper will talk some shit to people. He don't care. You will hear him just be like, "Man, fuck you," and walk away, and just walk away.
I don't like him because I got triggered by the robot from Borderlands, and that's all I think about when I see him. I'm like, I already don't like you. I don't have time for this.
That's awesome. That's so funny.
Chopper is way better than Claptrap.
Yeah,
Claptrap is also iconic. I'm sorry.
You got to get to know Chopper for sure. Yeah.
deal
Yeah.
with.
Especially if you watch Rebels, he's part of the crew. He is literally, been there since episode 1 with them. So like he is
Yeah.
part of the crew, and he's always been like this, just kind of like R2D2, where he has this attitude and personality.
He's
to
kind of
him,
like
and
teenage Groot, but all the time. He's like teenage Groot, but all the time.
I
Just
can
like
see
yeah,
that. He put his
Yeah.
hands on his hips.
yep.
He's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
touch my stuff.
It's funny.
Already
Yeah.
Did you touch my stuff?
Did you touch my stuff?
Yeah.
I can't find it nowhere. Yeah.
And then there's one moment where even like his beeps, he was like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just fun to see these characters again, see these different characters in live action because
Got triggered.
I spent 4 or 5 years with these characters, like trying to figure out where this was going to go, and then when
Oh,
it just ended, I'm just like, oh. So, all right. So here we get again, awesome scene, awesome action scene. I think the fighting is really great between Ahsoka and the Inquisitor, which
Maybe
that was
Ezra.
really crazy, dude. That would be even crazier now if she just fought Ezra. Damn,
Dude,
and the way she gets away, or the way he gets away too, like it was really cool. It was really fucking cool.
it was an Ezra thing.
It really. Do you know now what it reminded me of? Now that you say it could be Ezra,
What?
reminded me of when they're getting away when she's fighting Vader at the temple, and Ezra has to run and jump onto the thing. Damn it, dude! Because it's his thing. Like he always is running and jumping like on the end of the
Yep,
platform.
he is.
Like he's always doing it. It always happens to him. So
Yep.
it's definitely an Ezra thing. That's what it's funny.
Ezra stuff.
Okay. Anyway, Sabine puts on her old armor. Goddamn it, she puts on the old armor.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
which was a great
Yeah,
scene.
that's
I
the hair,
think.
too, yes.
I think that it was like almost like a samurai esque
Yeah.
scene where she laid out her armor and like had this whole like sequence of events, and then she set her helmet down, had the knife down, sat even just like a samurai would, and did a whole like ceremony with cutting her hair off and getting ready for this. And I think that was such a great scene to feel. Like it was just such a great scene and feel to it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I loved it again. This character, knowing who she is, and her pulling all this stuff out after all this time and getting ready to go back into battle. It's something that Filoni said actually when he was making The Mandalorian too. Is he wanted this to feel like this isn't paying homage to Star Wars; it's paying homage to what inspired Star Wars, which is the old Kurosawa movies, the old Japanese samurai movies, the old westerns.
I can see.
What is it? Rogers, the Space Odyssey.
Oh yes,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, what I mean? Buck Rogers,
Danger Will Robinson. Yeah.
That kind of stuff that inspire. But if you pay homage to those things instead of Star Wars, you get the Star Wars feel because it's a blend of all of that. So when you get these moments, the samurai moment with her cutting her hair and laying everything out, and it even though it's not Star Wars, it is definitely Kurosawa Japanese samurai movie. It still feels like Star Wars because it's So yeah, I love this scene, and again, what it means for the character going forward, and just where she's at right now, I think is was really fun.
And again, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show something real quick.
Okay. What do we got?
Show and tell.
No, it's just. But like even this, they sit right here on this scene for a while with her right there. They sit a while with her. Notice she is blocking out the white wolf, and all you see is that black one.
Damn, dude.
I'm telling you, that is something. That is something.
So, Jason, you know what this scene is then, right? So,
yeah.
So this scene at the end of Rebels, there's a scene where Ahsoka's in white. She's all in white, but it's this scene basically. It's her Sabine going to see the mural for the last time, and they're leaving to go get Ezra, and Ahsoka picks her up. Now, I think this is just a recreation of that scene. I think she's not all in white, but I think this is just that scene.
It 100% was, because I think
Yeah.
someone did like a play-by-play almost, and it was like almost like exactly shot. And some
Yeah.
people were getting annoyed by that, but I'm like, I think it was a beautiful moment because the original scene was back when both of them were a bit younger, a bit more naive. They didn't have, they both hadn't lost what they had in the Battle of Lothal. They were two very different people back then. They obviously had some time together after it all happened, and I think they had this time apart that, obviously they had a bit of animosity towards one another, but I think this moment, especially with her saying, I'm ready, because that is the only difference between the two scenes is like more of Ahsoka last time kind of came and was like, all right, we're doing this. Whereas this time Sabine is like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm fully committing to this. I'm ready.
Well, and Ahsoka says it a couple times throughout the first two episodes. She's not ready. She's not ready. So I need her to be ready. And she says it when they're, at the shipyard to Hera. She's like, how do you know when you're ready? She's like, you just know. You know. So I think, and again, I think you're right. It is that moment of her just being like, I was ready, but now I'm ready. Like, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, she's always ready. We know Sabine's going to be able to handle her own. But
of course.
Is her being like, because it does feel like she's sort of been in seclusion a little bit up to this point. Like, she's been on Lothal, sort of just kind of mourning, mourning Ezra. I mean, she's living in his old place on Lothal, just kind of ignoring the world. So even when they're trying to honor her, she's like, I don't want to be there. So I think this is her being like, no, I'm ready to come back into the world, and let's go.
I feel like when she was there with her armor, she recommitted herself to the Mandalore way. Like, I'm ready. This is the way. It's like, okay, I recommitted myself. I got my armor on. I'm ready. Let's do this.
100%.
And again, because this is all going to play into, which is why I again love season 3 of Mandalorian, because Sabine is the reason that Bo-Katan got the dark saber in the first place, and now we got both of them in live action, and I think we're going to see some shit in Mandalorian season 4 that's going to blow some people's minds.
I hope so.
Crossover.
I'm so excited for that.
I hope so. Because it would be a nice little touch to have Bo-Katan leading the Mandalorians and having Sabine as one of her right-hand men.
How nice would it be for Sabine to finally be back with the Mandalorians on Mandalore?
That'd be good.
Dude, like, come on.
And then if she becomes a Jedi and shit, she could train Grogu.
But then here's the problem with all of that. But then you know where my mind goes immediately?
What?
7, 8, and 9. Fuck you, because where were they at? Where were all these? Where were they at? Where were they at?
Let's not do this. Let's not do this. We're so close. We're so close. Shut up. Stop it. Shut up. We're so close to the end of this review. Shut up. This review. Shut the fuck up. So guys, from that beautiful scene, I don't want to hate it. I really don't want to hate on this, but no, it just you know how I feel. Yes. But anyway, guys, I really last thoughts. Love. Well, no, hold on. We have one last scene. We have one last scene.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
We have the scene where they finally show the it's called the Eye of Sion, and it's
you just showed that picture.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's them. The what's it called? What's her name? Morgan.
We didn't talk about also the map that she shows them, the hologram at the ruins.
Well, yeah, we did. We were talking about where
we talked about the ruins, but we didn't really talk about the hologram map. But yeah, gotcha.
There was a hologram map.
Yeah, there's a hologram map. Everybody's hologram.
But yes, this final scene where she kind of is like telling them like, this is what this does. This will help us get to Thrawn, and this is this is basically our.
No, there is one thing she does say though that is actually important in that scene. I think because she says, I can hear Thrawn calling to me through time and space.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she is in communication with him. I think what was happening was he's stuck there still, but he can talk to her through some way, and she was the one that was giving Moth Gideon all the like orders. I don't think he's quite back in the Star Wars universe yet. I think or galaxy yet. I think he's still in that other galaxy somehow. I don't know though. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, final thoughts. My final thoughts is Ezra is
Miller. No,
yeah, Ezra Miller is coming into
cut.
He's not in this.
Take two. Got it.
Yes, take two. Ezra is going to be the I think what they actually called that dude's name was Merrick. The Inquisitor. I think they said his name, and I think it was Merrick.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
AKA Ezra.
Yes. I think he's going to be Ezra. I think they're going to have a nice. I think we're going to have Sabine come into her own with all of these, maybe Force abilities and maybe become more in tune with her Force abilities. And I cannot wait to get more fight scenes between. I don't even know what kind of because they're old. He's teaching her the Jedi ways.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what you want to call him.
He knows her somehow. Like, I have a feeling it's going to be somebody because he's a Jedi. He's a Jedi. Yes. We know he was a Jedi, but she was not. She's way too young to be a part of the Jedi Academy because we're now almost 30 years past Order 66.
Oh, we try Balin.
Yes, and then the little girl that
he would have been a Jedi for sure, but he would probably been young, like maybe 20s, who knows. But she wouldn't have been a Jedi. She is just somebody that he found that had force power or force abilities and trained her. But he would have only been maybe 20, 25. So how much did he really know?
It's a good point. But like I said, you can clearly
he seems strong now. So I mean, he definitely knows what he's doing now. So
what about you, Tomeka?
He did seem kind of sad when he mentioned this to kill Ahsoka, and he was like, "Well, that'd be a shame to kill the last of the Jedis or something like that."
Yeah.
It's like you get sentimental.
There's so few of us.
Like, no, it's true.
And this is the thing too, is he says there, like I said, he says there is so few of us.
Yes.
Like, so he still considers himself a Jedi.
Yeah.
Right.
I
don't think he really thinks of it anymore though that way. I think he just thinks he's just doing what he has to do to survive at this point. I don't think he really thinks of it as he's going against the Jedi Order. I think the Jedi Order almost is dead to him in a way. Do you know what I mean? He's just now like, I'm in a new world. Like, there is no Jedi Order now. I'm just trying to survive. And if I have to do this to survive, I'm going to do that to survive. I got to do this. I got to do this.
I think there's some element of it. I mean, like his Padawan, she still has the braid, so he's still following.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's following.
He gets sad about the Jedi Order.
But that's also the Sith way. Is the master and the apprentice. There can only be two.
Well, no. Yes, the power of two is always, but I'm talking about like literally just the way, like, I think he even says it, remember your teachings and stuff like that. And like he was teaching her in the Jedi ways and stuff like that, which I get, like, that's his teaching, but it's very odd because you don't see someone who is using the Jedi, like he's using the Jedi, he's following the Jedi Order, but he's still evil. Like, he's not.
Force choke is dark side, and he used force choke, so that is a dark side power. That definitely
he's somewhere in between.
Yeah, because, and that's another thing. If you look at their lightsabers, they're specifically orange. They're not red. So they're not like they're definitely not Sith. They didn't make the crystals bleed. So they're just tainted people. They're just, I think they're almost like tainted souls. You know,
like I said, I think they are the like the opposite spectrum of Ahsoka. It's like this kind of, whereas like as the Star Wars universe is perfectly balanced, whereas it always should be, I feel like this is our balance and our order, where you have what's it called? These 2 or 3 on this darker side, and then you have these 2. And this is why I say it also could be Ezra, because you have these 2, like this Padawan and
I
apprentice.
love it.
Listen, because you have this Padawan and apprentice on the light side, and you have this Padawan and apprentice on the dark side, but you have also this extra member who is just lingering on the dark side, who we still have no idea, and it could eventually be the deciding factor on how this is win, because then you tilt the sides into whatever favor by him being Ezra and them taking back control of him and yes.
Yeah.
What if it's Ezra? What if
Sabine.
it is Ezra, but they go through the world between worlds and save Kanan before he dies in the fireball?
Stop it. All right. We're cutting right there. I'm not doing that. We ain't got time. We do not have time for that.
3 versus 3, Kanan versus Ezra. Let's go.
Tomeka, save us before we go on tangents. What are your final thoughts and shit on this?
I really like the show.
Yes.
I'm gonna do my homework, and I'm gonna go to Rebels, and I'm gonna skip around to Ahsoka episodes in Clone Wars. And once the show's over with, I'm gonna go back to Clone Wars and live my life through Clone Wars.
Yes.
But it would be awesome if Sabine is somehow part of the bloodline of the witches. Now I'm doing conspiracy theories.
I mean, look, I guess it's possible. I mean, they could figure out a way to do it for sure.
I was going to say, because we technically don't know, like, her entire past.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we know who her mother is. That's really kind of it. And her family.
And that's all I have to say.
That's it, yeah. No. Hey, look, I'm not ruling anything out at this point because it all could happen.
Yes.
My final thoughts, guys, are just this is everything. This is Ahsoka. This is absolutely what I wanted it to be. I'm so happy we are getting Rebels season 5 in live action, and I can't wait to see Ezra and whatever happens with this. And if he takes the helmet off and it's Ezra, Jesus, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do with that information, dude, if it happens. Like, I really don't know how to feel about that.
Dude, you and me both.
I don't know how to feel about that. But guys, thank you for joining us for this crazy breakdown of this first 2 episodes. Obviously, this episode is a little bit longer because there was a lot to talk about in these first 2 episodes. But join us next week, guys, Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. We will be releasing this. Oh, no.
10, it's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
10 o'clock. It'll be live.
We'll be going live.
And we're going to have a bigger panel, too. So we'll have a few more people on here to talk about everything. But, guys, I really, really, really love where this is going. I hope this is 6 to 8 episodes. I don't really want them to drag this out. I like the slow sort of pace they're having, but I do want the story to get to a point. Like, I want them to get there. You know what I mean? So 6, 8 episodes I think will be perfect for this series. And so far, knocking it out of the park, I don't think we can ask for anything else. Jedi Master Tuck, Padawan Frito, Tomeka, tell them where they can find you at. What do you got going on? Nowhere right now?
Occasionally, Movie Lovers Unite, and sometimes here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Floater.
Yes.
Well, you're going to be with us talking about this every week because we
okay.
Absolutely. No, this is fun. Hey, Last of Us will be coming back soon too, so we'll talk about that again.
Yes, I can't wait. But yes, you guys can find me here, Gaming in the Multiverse on Thursdays. Yes. We're coming up. We're going to be talking about Don and I's D&D sessions that we've been doing. We've been having a lot of fun. Some crazy shit's been happening, so stay tuned to find out what we've been getting into on that. But yeah, you can find me here in Multiverse of Geekdom all day, every day.
Same thing, guys. Multiverse of Geekdom. Find me on Threads, not on the new X, not Twitter thing, whatever that is. Instagram, Multiverse of Geekdom, all that stuff, guys. We are doing a lot of stuff over here on the channel, trying to get things back going for you guys. Show reactions, movie reviews, all of that stuff. So check that out, but definitely check out Star Wars stuff because we will be having a lot more of that coming soon, apparently. So we will be talking about all of it, guys. Till next time, Jedi Master Tuck, Padawan Frito, Multiverse of Geekdom. Holla at us later.
Bye.
May the force be with you.
Is it with you though?